Hey everybody, welcome to Rat's Tesla. Aaron here with you. In today's video, we're going to talk about the menus in the car, just so you know where things are and what they do for you, especially when you first get your Tesla. You know, you can go into the owner's manual and it'll walk you through all this, or you can spend the next 20 minutes and watch this video, and I'm going to walk you through most of the items that you need to know. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I notice a lot of people are watching but not subscribing. Please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's just a good thing to have and a good thing to help the channel out, and that way you get notified when we get new videos if you select that bell as well. Also, hit the comments and like button. Do all the YouTube stuff that you should do. So today we're going to walk through settings in the menus in your car. A lot of people probably know and understand what most of these are. This is kind of a for beginners type thing, but I want to walk through because I've seen a lot of questions about where to find things, where to find certain menus, where to make changes in your menus. So let's hit on these real quick. I'm not going to spend as much time on all the tabs, but I do want to talk about just kind of each of the tabs. So to get to the menus, you're going to select your car down in the lower left, and that'll bring up the controls menu. Now there's a lot of stuff on the controls menu that's important. You know, you set your headlights to auto here. You set your, you can unfold and fold your mirrors by selecting that button. If you select to fold them, you'll see you get a location saved. If you have them set to a certain spot, like I have mine set so they fold at home, so I set that, and it every time I pull in my driveway, it automatically folds my mirrors, and I do that because I have to be able to have my mirrors folded to get in my garage. Then you've got your child lock on and off, and you can set it so it's both left or right, meaning passenger or driver side or passenger side. So I don't have it on. My children are 17 and 21, but if you have children, I can understand that. Then you have window lock to lock all the windows except for the driver's window switch. That'll be the only window switch that will work. Then glove box, and I highly suggest that you set a 4-digit pin for your glove box, simply because your Sentry mode and your dash cam card is in the glove box, so that'll help keep it secure. But so if you hit the glove box and then you put your pin in, the glove box will open on the next step. The next big thing is this is where you're going to set. This is where you're going to set your mirrors and your steering wheel. So you would adjust your mirrors. I hit mirrors, so you hit the left. Then you're going to use the left side steering wheel roller ball to move it in and out and up and down. You can also set mirror auto tilt. That means when you put it in reverse, it'll tilt your mirrors down so you can see the ground. It makes backing in and out of areas easy, especially if you're backing in near a curb. Mirror auto fold, again, that goes back to the auto fold setting. And then mirror auto dim. If there's someone behind you with super bright headlights, this will automatically dim your mirrors, and you can adjust them left and right. The same applies to the steering wheel. You hit steering wheel, again, same button, up and down, in and out, and then hit save. Recording here is your dash cam. You can also get that if you put it on the bottom and have dash cam down there. You hit that button, it'll record the dash cam video, and your dash cam video would be recorded there if you want to go that way. We already went over that. Sentry mode, you can turn Sentry mode on and off here, and then you can change the brightness of the display. So you see it's going up and down. I have mine set to auto so that it automatically adjusts it. Under pedals and steering, the top three are for your comfort. Sport, your acceleration mode, chill, or sport. And if you have a long range, it would be it wouldn't be sport unless you pay for the acceleration package. Then it'll change to sport. So I think it'll say chill and normal for a long range. Your steering mode, comfort, standard and sport. I have a yoke on my car. I changed it out, and I found that once I put the yoke on, I liked sport steering more with the wheel. I liked it at standard. Your stopping mode, creep, roll, and hold. Hold means that when you pull up to a light, you can take your foot off the brake. It'll hold for you. If you put it in roll, the car will roll when the pedals are released. It's kind of like neutral. And then creep is like a gas car, an ice car. When you take your foot off the brake, it slowly moves forward. And you're not going to get as much regenerative braking, so I put it on hold. This blends your brakes to hold you at a stop sign. It maximizes your range by extending the regenerative braking. So it's a good thing to do. Off-road assist and slip start. I use those in the winter time. I set them in winter. You have to have the car in on mode, so you have to be sitting in the driver's seat and hit the brake, and then you can change those to on. I use those in winter time when there's snow and ice on the ground. It really helps with the way the car handles. And then trailer mode, that's self-explanatory. You're hooking up a trailer, you turn on trailer mode, and the car adjusts a lot of items for trailer mode. Charging, I'm not going to talk about this. You can change your daily charging limit, you can open your charge port, all the stuff here. I won't necessarily talk about that. Autopilot, I did a whole video on Autopilot, so if you want to check that out, go check out the Autopilot. A lot of different settings in here to change. If you want to see more, let me know, drop a comment below, and I will talk about those more. Under locks, locks has a lot of cool stuff. Obviously up here you have your iPhone or your phone connections. You can delete them. You can make, this is where you're going to make them your keys, right? So when you first get your car, this will be blank. You get in, you hit the plus sign, and it'll walk you through adding a phone key or adding a key fob or a key card. So you hit that, and this will walk you through all that you have to do. I'm not going to do it, but it'll walk you through everything you need to do. Down below it is another place where you can get to child lock and window lock. Now here's a couple settings that I really like. This walk away door lock. When you walk away from your door, from your car, the doors will automatically lock when your Bluetooth from your phone disconnects. So if you have a phone connected up top here as your key, when you walk away, your car will automatically lock. It does not work if you're using the Tesla card as your key. If you're using the Tesla card as your key to drive and unlock, you're going to have to lock the car on your own by touching it against the pillar, because it doesn't have a Bluetooth connection. It won't lock the car, and you can turn it so it excludes home. So like for me, I park in the garage. I don't need to lock my car in the garage, so I exclude home. Driver door unlock mode, if you have that on, when you walk up to the car, the only door that will unlock is the driver's door. I could see if you're in an area where you're worried about someone jumping into your car, when you get in, for safety sakes, it'll only unlock the driver's side door. And then when the driver gets in, you'll have to come up top here where this, I'm not sure you can see it, the lock button up top here to unlock and lock the doors. But I have it unlock all of them. And then unlock on park is another safety thing. When you put the car in park, it'll automatically unlock the doors. Some people, like my daughter, she does not like that. So in her settings, it does not have that checked. She has to open the doors to unlock it. So that's her modus operandi. And then car left open notifications. If you leave your doors and windows open, or your doors or off, it'll send a notification to your phone, and you can exclude it at home. So like when I park in the garage, a lot of times I'll leave my windows down, so I'd turn that off at home. Then a lock, I like these last two, lock confirmation sound and close windows unlock. The lock confirmation sound, you get just a little bit of a beep when you walk away, and I'm going to show you demos of these, and as I'm talking about it, you'll be able to see it, but that's really nice. It's just an audible sound to let you know that your car's locked. Now if you're in an area where you get in late and you're trying to be quiet, or you have a quiet zone, you might want to turn it off so you don't know that. But there's other ways to tell your car's locked, and that's if you set it up so your mirrors fold when your car's locked, by setting that up in your mirrors back here in controls. If you go to mirrors, this mirror auto fold, automatically folds your mirrors when you lock the car. So if you have that set up, you can still tell if your car is locked. The other one I like is this close windows on lock. Let's say you forget and you leave your window down just a little bit and you go into work or you go in the house and it starts to rain. Now you're screwed, right? Your car is going to be wet on the inside. But if you have it set up so that when your car is locked, it automatically rolls the windows up, now you don't have to worry about it. It takes care of all of that for you. Under lights, the only thing I want to talk about is the ambient lights one. If you turn the ambient lights on, the footwell lights will stay lit while you're driving. The rest of them are kind of self-explanatory. You know, your headlights on auto, your dome lights on auto, all that type of stuff. The display, you have choice of appearance, light, dark, and auto. I leave it in auto because I find if you put it on dark during the day, it's hard to see. So even now in the garage, it's okay, but it gets to be a little bit harder to see. So I leave it on auto because that way when it needs to go dark mode, it does. And then I also leave my brightness on auto. I don't worry about it. The other thing I want to talk about on this screen is this screen clean mode. If you want to clean your screen, get rid of all the fingerprints on there. So now you can see I can touch it and wipe it. And if I get out my cleaning kit, I can clean it and it doesn't jump all over the place. And then to get out of that, you just hold this exit button for 3 seconds and then the screen will come back to this screen. So that's a good button to know. And then below that is kind of the adjustments for your time, your energy display, if you want it in percentage or distance. But you can also get that just by clicking on the percentage up top and the distance, and it'll switch them back and forth. And you can change between miles, kilometers, Fahrenheit, Celsius, PSI, and bar. That's the place to do that. Your trips tab is just that. Your current trip, your since last charge, your trip A, trip B, and you can rename these. So like this one, 7621, do not delete. That is my trip meter from when I bought the car, because what that does is, sure, I can see the total odometer at the bottom here, but I have this set because now I can see over the life of my car, 23,271 miles, I have used 7,025 kilowatt hours, and I've averaged 302 watt hours per mile. If you don't set that up, you're not going to be able to see that total. I can see since my last charge, my current trip, the last time I drove, all of that. And then trip B, I use, well, I haven't reset trip B well, you can see I have never reset trip B, but trip B you could use if you're going on a road trip and you just want to check it out, and that's where you can see your odometer as well. So if you pick on these, you can change the name of that. That's how you do it. You just click on the blue name. So my 7/26/2021, do not delete. I could change that if I wanted to, but I leave it at that. Navigation is kind of self-explanatory. Again, I did a lot of items on that. This is where you mute and change the volume for your navigation volume if you're looking for that. Under safety, safety has a few things. We'll come back to the top. I kind of want to go backwards. Cabin overheat protection, on or off. There's a lot of discussion on this. Cabin overheat protection shuts off after 12 hours. It's not there to keep your kids, your family, or anybody cool when you go in the store. What it's for is if you forget a small child in the car, this will keep your car at 105 degrees. So if the car gets up to 105 degrees, it'll turn on your air conditioner, but it will use battery. It will not work if your battery is 20% or less. So that's why it shuts off. I leave it off. I don't have small kids, so I don't have to really worry about it. Here's your glove box pin. You use that to set it. So you can turn it off, turn it on, set the pin. You can also set a pin to drive. If you're in a spot where cars get stolen a lot, you can set a pin to drive. You put that in and you create a 4-digit pin. Then not only does someone have to have the key, the phone or the card key, they have to know the 4-digit PIN in order to drive your car. Another cool one on here is Joe mode. Joe mode takes the volume of the noises that the car makes and cuts them in half. It turns the volume of those down. So if you have kids that are asleep or something like that, it will lower the volume of those so they're not quite so loud and obnoxious. This is also the place where you would delete all your dash cam clips by clicking that, hitting delete. You can format your USB drive right from here as well. And this is where, if you're going to format your drive, I actually suggest you format it right here instead of on your computer, because this will format it for use for the Tesla. You can also set up your dash cam here, off, manual, auto, and on honk. So I have mine set so if I honk my horn, it automatically records the dash cam, because we all know in a certain situation that's the first thing that most people do is reach up and honk their horn. Here's where you change your Sentry mode off and on. You can exclude home, exclude favorites, exclude work, so you can exclude places where you don't want Sentry mode on. Speed limit mode allows you to turn it on if you're gonna, and you have to have a 4-digit PIN to change it. So your teenager, if you're gonna let them drive the car, you can set that down to 75 miles an hour and the car will not let them go over that speed. And if they want to change it, they have to know that 4-digit PIN. And then the last thing on here is this power off button. This power off button will turn the power off to the car while you're sitting in it. But the key to this is, as soon as you get out of the seat that you're sitting in, the power will come back on. So it's, if you want the power to stay off, you have to turn it off while you're not sitting in the car. If you make any changes, close the door, open the door, any of the seats, pressure sensors, that will change that back to turning the screen back on. Under service, you'll find your PSI. Right now, if you're not driving, it's blank. A new update coming is going to display the last known PSI, so that's cool. This is where you can see your owner's manual. There's all kinds of things in here that you can do. You can calibrate your cameras, calibrate your seat and steering. You can change the wheel configuration. So for me, I have a performance, but I put on 20-inch rims with the same size tires that come on the 20-inch stock. So I changed mine to 20-inch induction, and that affects your range displayed and everything. But everything is in here. Wiper service mode. That's an important one to know. A lot of people look at it and want to know how they change their windshield wipers since they're tucked under the dash. If you hit that, it pulls the windshield wipers up, and I'll show you that. It pulls the windshield wipers up so that you can change them out, and as soon as you turn that off, it tucks them back under. Software mode is where you can see your software version that you're on. You can see I'm on the FSD Beta 10.12.2. The big key here is to have this set to advanced. What that does is it allows your car to do an update as soon as it becomes available to the car. On standard, it won't do that. You have to interact with the car in order for it to get the update to happen. When you get an update, if you want to see what's in that update, you can click that release tabs button or release notes button, and that will load the release notes from for the current version that you're on. You can scroll through them and see what all of those release notes are. You can scroll on this side and see what the past release notes were. And then to get out of that, you just kind of... The last thing is upgrades. This is where you would do things like subscribe to FSD, even do FSD subscription. If you have the long range, you can get the acceleration boost on here. I don't have any upgrades available, so that's why mine is blank. So that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell button so that you get notified when we have our next video coming up. Also, make sure you drop a comment below. Let me know what you want to see in videos. If this was helpful to you, hit the like button. But just a quick walkthrough of the menus, and that'll do it for us. Make sure you check out all my affiliate links down below. I have a lot of good discounts that you can get if you're looking to do modifications to your car, so make sure you check those out. But as always, get out, go drive, be safe, have fun, and we will catch you in the next video.